So here's what happened. I'm driving over to my girlfriend Ginger's house a couple of hours ago, and the car in front of me swerves to miss this critter in the road. So I pull over, I go to help him. I think he's gonna flee, but he doesn't. He just looks up at me, so I knew something was wrong. I picked him up, I brought him to the shoulder, gave him a little examination to see if he had a broken wing or what was going on with him, and that's when I noticed that his breastbone was protruding, which means that he was emaciated. So I knew that if I left him there, he wasn't gonna survive the night. So I scooped him up, I brought him over here, and we now have a crow.
This is a crow that I saved off the road. We tried to feed him and give him water, but I think he's still trying to check out what's what around here. So I think what we're going to do is I'm waiting for a rehab friend of mine, a bird rehabber friend of mine to give me a call. Until then, he's free to hang out or he's free to leave. Right now, well, obviously he just wants to hang out.
He may have already imprinted on me. So the road behind me is where I actually found him, and I've come here about 4 or 5 times over the past couple of days, and knowing what I know of crow behavior, I'm listening for crows, for lack of a better word, freaking out, and I'm looking for groups of crows that are hanging in the area as if they're looking for something. They do that. I'm not hearing or seeing anything, so crows are so intelligent that they also mourn their dead. And sometimes when a crow is hit on the road, the other crows will come and leave sticks on the side of the road as a marker for where their comrade was hit. I don't see any sticks either. So what all this tells me over the past couple of days is that no one's looking for him. So it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to wake up and check on little guy here. He seems to be doing all right, but he's not eating on his own yet, and that concerns me greatly. It's pooping, but it's all urates, so he's getting nothing in his stomach. There are 3 TV shows that I'm addicted to. Game of Thrones, like the rest of the world. Walking Dead, like the rest of the world. And Sons of Anarchy, like the rest of the world. I've may have made a mistake because I've already named him. I named him Sam. Sam Crow. And we have got to get some food in you. What I've got to do is he hasn't touched his eggs or cat food, so I've got to very gently open his beak and I'll get some food down his throat. And if you feel his breastbone here, the breastbone is actually protruding, which means that he is very emaciated and he needs food now. So, alright buddy, let's do this. It's now 5 in the morning, and I came in to, woke up again to make sure that he was okay and that hopefully I would find him eating on his own. But, these crows are diurnal, which means that they're active during the day, so I really wasn't expecting much at night. I was hoping he would get some rest. We're keeping him in this bathroom because there's no bright colors, there's no shiny objects, there's no distractions, and I wanted him to just kind of, be in an environment that wasn't too stimulating and didn't have very many distractions except for a food bowl and a water dish and hopefully he would concentrate on that, but so far his poops are still all urates, they're still all white, and that's not a good sign at all. Crows and most birds, they have a really high metabolism, so with the food that he does have in his gut from his feedings, he should be metabolizing and his poops should be chunky, but well, hopefully when I wake up in a couple of hours and he'll have chunky poops. Good morning. Look! You ate half your food! Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Who ate good food? And look! Chunky poops! Chunky poops! Oh, it is so good to see you eating on your own. Oh, such a good boy, Sam. Such a good boy. Whew. That makes me so happy. I don't think I've ever been more excited to see chunky bird poop in my life. I think he's gonna be okay now. Crows have incredible and intricate social networks. They are just amazing animals. They are probably some of the most intelligent animals on the planet. They actually play. And an animal that plays is an extremely intelligent animal. And I'm sure we've all seen the video of the crow taking the frisbee up to the top of the frozen roof and riding the frisbee down and then doing it all over again. These guys actually play chicken with each other, where they'll fly as high as they can and fold in their wings and dive bomb the ground, and the first one to pull up, he loses. They remember people by their faces, by their posture, by the way that they walk. They know which is the human that has the peanuts that sits on the park bench and feeds them. And they know which is the human that, well, they should stay away from. And not only that, but they also teach their young which are the good humans and which are the bad humans. They are incredible animals. Let's get that schmutz off the beat. Oh, yes. Oh, let's get your schmutz. Oh, let's get schmutz. Come on, let's get the schmutz off. Let's get the schmutz off. Come on. The problem now is that we're kind of getting imprinted on each other, and that might not be okay. So last night was great. He got plenty of rest, he's eating on his own a lot, and he's starting to act like the mischievous little crow that he is. The wild bird rehabber that I mentioned earlier is a friend of mine, Aubrey, from Kansas City, and she was texting me and giving me pointers on how to care for Sam, but the morning that he started eating on his own, that was all ginger. I didn't know until she texted me later on in the day and told me that she had found some worms because it rained the night before, and she offered them to him, and he ate them right down and began eating on his own. So in about 60 hours from now, I'm going to be in Mexico, and I haven't begun to pack. I haven't gone through any of the camera gear, haven't charged batteries, and that's fine. That can wait to the last minute, but my focus right now is on Sam and what is best for him. And we've discussed this, and yeah, we can get a permit, but having a crow is like living with a 2-year-old perpetually. He is going to get into all sorts of trouble. He is going to hide our car keys. He's going to take things and stash them, and we won't be able to find them. And he's gonna keep us on our toes, which is fine. But is that the best thing for Sam? Or does Sam need to go to a place where he can be with other crows and be a crow. And there's a conflict between what we want and what is really best for Sam. And this is a decision that we need to make pretty soon. This is the right decision. What happens to the crow now?
Okay, so the crow will be admitted, and then the vet will look at him. She will do a complete exam.
Now there's an aviary here with just for crows?
Yeah, we have a few crows from the summer that have spent a little while here growing up. So we'll add them into those guys, and then when they're all better, we'll release them when they're all ready. So for the juvenile crows, we bring them in and we put them all together. So they're like their own flock, basically, and then we release them wherever we think is best.
Fantastic. So he's going to have a nice, long, happy life.
Yeah, we hope so. Being with other crows is the best because they imprint so easily. They're such smart animals.
They do. Yep.
So we want them to have the most wild crow life. Our goal always is to have the animal raised by their own species because that's just the best situation overall.
All right. Julia.
Yeah.
Julia, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing the crow in. So.
Absolutely. All right, take care.
Yeah, you too.
So amazing that you get so attached to something so quickly. There's a conflict between doing what's right and what your ego wants. It's hard to know exactly what the best decision to be made is, but I just hope that he doesn't feel like I just abandoned him. I'm going to take a lot of comfort in knowing that if it wasn't me that came along, I just know that I'm never going to see him again. And I just take a lot of comfort in knowing that if it wasn't me who came along, nobody would ever see him again. I can live with that.